So that's what it's like to work with the people inside of Walrus Game Studio. Never a dull moment.
It's not.
Um, we are we are streaming on two channels, Magic with Zuby and the main Walrus
Hello.
Game Studio channel. And we're just going to be doing some water cooler talk and actually showing something that we've been working on and is now kind of a coming soon on Steam. So if anybody's
Yes.
interested in it, wish list it. But it's going to be very, very interesting. And I'll stop horking around with the dev environment. I'll give Matt a chance to talk.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? We got an impromptu Walrus Watercooler podcast going on. Myself, Zuby, and over there, Dante. So this is more going to be a visual video, but if you happen to be listening to the audio, you get to listen to our sweet, beautiful sounding voices as we discuss what I call so far a really good success of Network Engineer Simulator, and the game's not even out. It's already had some freaking amazing feedback so far.
Yeah, what was it? We released it like we put it on. It released on Steam as coming soon. What 2 3 days ago?
Yeah,
Three
I
days ago?
think it officially came out on Steam, the coming soon page, Wednesday, the 10th.
Okay.
As of the recording of this, it's now the 14th. So by the time this comes out in audio land, who knows what the
Right.
numbers are going to be. So, like, our first day that we had, like, wish lists, we had, like, I think, what, 6 wish lists or something?
It was like that. Yeah, six.
And then the following day, it went up to 65, and we're like, oh shit, oh, okay, cool, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the day after, went up to, like, over 250. We're like, oh crap, what the hell?
Yeah. Where are we at now? Close to 4,000. 4 days in.
Yeah, we're almost up to 4,000 people wish listing it now, and it just keeps growing every day. And we're like, what is going on here? This is
Yeah.
insane.
We even already got picked up by a game influencer content developer over in Japan who looked it
Yeah,
over and gave it kind of the thumbs up kind of thing from what he could see. Um, I mean, I think so. What really people have been seeing so far is just like the quick snippet that we had to put together for the Steam storefront. Um, and they're demanding, but it's really not a lot of content either that they want. So we thought 4 days in with this much attention, we would, Matt and I just kind of play around with our little sandbox area, kind of I guess, dev data center, if you want to call it that, instead of developer island, developer data center,
yeah,
and just play around, and then just talk about stuff, talk about the vision behind it and what people are already saying and asking for.
yeah. That'd be awesome. Yeah, because I can pull up a whole bunch of the comments and stuff, and a lot of the feedback we've gotten. Yeah, this is like lit a bug under you and Lynx's butt to just start coding. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, so just to preface, Lynx is the brainchild of this game. He doesn't want to go public yet or anything. He's definitely a behind the scenes person. So Dante and I are more than happy to be, sort of the faces for this. Um, and but it's really Lynx's brainchild here. This game all stemmed from a joke I made in our Discord chat one day, and Lynx took it and ran away with it, and
Yep.
just here we are.
No looking back.
It's really cool, like how it all happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. um and it's only been 3 months. We told that Discord chat only happened about 3 months ago.
Yeah,
So we've been putting a lot of he has been putting a lot of effort into the past 3 months. And I mean, it's crazy. um you know when we when we talked about this, we had some private commentary to amongst ourselves, and felt like it was just a good chance for Lynx to come up to speed on Unreal. Um, he's coming from an environment that's not Unreal,
Mm-hmm.
and it just seemed like every day was a magic moment for him, and things just kept getting better and better and better, and he's he's a full blown dev now, man. He knows the walk and can talk the talk in Unreal. Um, so, but it's fun. It's interesting. It's getting a lot of feedback already, a lot of requests already, and I think first thing I would like to dispel, Matt, and
Yes.
I'm not going to name names or anything, but I can. There was some commentary that it was being designed by real network architects and real network engineers. This is true. There are people who professionally, for a living, know this stuff and do this stuff. So, um, that's one thing I want to make crystal clear. This is not just bunch of people who think they know how this stuff works. These people do it for a living. So and they've been great at giving us advice and direction on things to do, adjustments to make, what ifs, and just guiding principles. So um, you know it's very early, it's very rough, but it will continue to get better, and those real life network kind of architecture features will come to light. So this isn't, as one person commented already, he said jokingly, it looks like it's just a cable patching, game where you just, move the cable patches around,
Yeah.
and it's not that simple.
Yeah. No. No. And yeah, just to tack on a little bit, yes, we do have real network architects and engineers and admins helping out. Uh, and I feel a little bad because there will be, I can tell many times. I mean, I happen to be one of those network architects, engineers, and I can already tell that you all are going to get very sick of me when I say, no, this is not how that operates. It's like, no, that's not what you do. Um, and
Now, and unless people think that it's not a game, it is game. There is
yeah,
there's easy mode. There's going to be a more kind of a little more realistic mode, and then there's like eventually one day we hope to have it at a level where it can be quasi realistic, and we've
yeah,
had a lot of those requests already.
yeah. And I think there's, yeah, because we're really trying to balance, the chill aspect of what simulator games can do, where you're just, you just want to get in there, not really have to think about much, or just play something that's like low risk, you know or low stakes and all that. And we're gonna have that mode where if you just want to do the cabling part, that's it.
Yeah,
That'll be what we call the easy mode, which, there's still going to be levels that when it comes to the cabling, it's going to be not so easy to figure out, right? Because we're going to have, some fun puzzles that we're already having, putting in mind. But we also do want to have the chance to, we have a rough version of the net OS. I mean, it's extremely rough. It doesn't do anything yet, but it's extremely rough. And we're going to have the ability to, starting with layer 2 commands and functions, where you're going to be able to do basic configuration of ports, untagging and tagging VLANs, creating trunk ports, stuff like that, to where you can start applying that to the real world. Because I've already gotten a whole bunch of people asking, like, oh, could I use this for my CompTIA Network Plus or my CCNA? It's like, once we get, it's really, there's no end in sight on what we can't do, because from all the coding talk that I hear of you and Lynx talk about, it sounds like pretty much you know, once you get a lot of the basics and groundwork done, there's do whatever we want, in terms of networking.
yeah. I mean, look, I mean, let's talk about the discussion this morning. we were talking about basic cabling, right? Well, then we started talking about, okay, so it's a cable, it's a wire, right? So that means, does that mean that in the game, if you click it into one port and click it into the other, any quote unquote packet or information is instantly at the other side? Well, that's not really true in real life. Granted, it is almost instantaneous, but there is a little bit of lag. There is a little bit of delay on the wire, right? The physics of copper wiring, is real, right? So, so how do we take that into effect? How hard would that be to take into effect? Then we got into talking about what it's not just a wire, it's actually duplex. It's a set of wires, and they, you know, packets of information one at a time, of course, but can be simultaneously exchanged in each direction or only in one direction. You know, so how does that play out? How would you design that kind of level one wire in a game so that it behaved more realistically than just click, click, and the data is instantly on the other device, right? So is it possible
Yeah.
to delay that small little bit of information before it gets to the other side, right? And what would you have to do on each device's side so that you don't lose packets, right? So, we're starting to talk about like the challenges that the internet engineers of 30, 40 years ago were talking about when they were talking about putting this kind of stuff together, like real networks.
Yeah,
So,
well, you just brought up a good point that is thought of where if I mean, obviously, when it comes to the coding part, it's you and Lynx are like the geniuses for it. I can just tell you what I come across in the real world. When things are accidentally set to half duplex and not working, only going one way, I'm sure there's got to be a way to program that somehow where then you have to go in and actually program the port to full duplex or and
easy.
I mean, hey, we were talking today, like you said, like, oh, I can make, we could have puzzles in the game where everything's going really slow and it's an actual layer one issue where it happens to be the cable is causing the
Hmm.
issue because the cable is messed up or something, and that does
Exactly.
happen. That does happen in the real world.
Right? There was a lightning hit on the data center, and voila, a couple of patch cables just burned up.
Yeah.
You got to go track them down and find out what the issue is. So, um, I'm sure that's never happened at any data center, right? Because they're all
No.
perfectly 100%,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
disaster proof on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Never. We've never had an issue before with old hardware crashing because no one wanted to update the technical debt or anything.
yeah, or like entire like routers or wiring in a trash can that can collect water under a leaky roof and
Oh yeah.
cause issues, right? No, never anything like that.
No, we've never had that before. I've never seen that before. I've never had to sit in a bathroom and have to rewire a rack while sitting on the toilet and reprogramming a router and switch. I've never done that before. No, it's always perfect closets everywhere.
Yeah, I do have I've got an air conditioning story, but no, takes too long, and it's I don't know. It's not worth the social burn on it.
Maybe not. True. You're probably right.
Let's just say a large healthcare institution that can afford just about anything, and no, they're not hurting for money. Was too cheap to replace some servers that were in an isolated room by themselves with their own small little home air conditioner that was conditioning it. And one day there was a lightning storm and the air conditioner went and the servers instantly started, you know, cooking. And yeah, and they ended up having to bring in spot coolers like crazy, ripping out most of the ceiling tile on one floor just to be able to get the cooling to that server room.
Oh, jeez.
So it was a mess. Anyway, enough of those stories.
Well, how about you? Here, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna on my stream. I'm gonna go to your channel.
All right.
and then I'm just gonna show on my stream your channel essentially.
All right.
And let's do this. Whoops, that's not the one I want to show. The second monitor, yes. Fit to screen. Okay. So if you just want to talk, so everybody in chat should be able to. Hold on, let me take out my chat in another window in case I see questions. So, as I said, if you're listening to the audio of this, this is going to be a very visual episode. So I'll do my best to try to describe what we're looking at. So if you are watching the stream right now, or the video, I've just showed Dante's screen here, his stream, and him actually in Unreal Engine, in the, what'd you call it? Data center?
Yeah, our sandbox, our dev data center, you know,
Okay.
where we have a little bit of fun with things. So, again, Lynx has just been crushing this, right? This is a lot, almost, well, all of it really is him.
Yeah.
So, you know, got the lighting. It's dark in here. You just walked in the front door or into the data center. So we'll turn the lights on. All right,
We still need to update the name of that light switch to light swith. It's still mislabeled.
You know what? Anybody who wants to like just be a crap lord on this, there it is. We did misspell something. You know, I guess we're not perfect with our typing. Thank God for spell check on the Visual Studio and other dev tools. Anyway, yes. So there's our light swith. And you know, got a room full of cabinets here, right? So we've got cabinet architecture. We can open doors, and there's a nice, satisfying audio with that door open.
Oh, you know what? Oh, I can't have the audio play on. I have your stream muted. Dang it. So I can't hear any of it. But okay, that's okay. Because I'm going to be playing through the game too after Dante. And
so get some satisfying opening and closing of the doors. Right?
So
nice chunky sound. And if you get really mad, you can just kind of kick your office chair around.
I was just about to say the best feature that we just recently implemented. The being able to kick around the computer chair.
So here's your whiteboard, which AKA your mission board eventually. So as you progress through different data centers, so this isn't a game about just one data center and one small little set of patch panels and et cetera and things. And there's our Zuby networking for dummies.
Oh, we should read off all the titles. We got Zuby networking for dummies. We've got
what else we have?
Copy Runs Start My Heart, A Forbidden Lover's Tale.
Okay.
There's another one on the bookshelf, another name. It's
Crisco networking for morons.
Yep, and then there's also PEBCAC, A User's Tale of Self-Discovery. I love that one. Oh, and there's one more on where the cable box is at too.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, the ID10T and other networking error codes.
Expect more of these kind of book titles.
Yeah. And yes, as you can clearly see, there is an Easter egg in the game right there.
TK1701
1701D. So if you were to take the 1701D and a certain word in Data Network Enterprise, that might make sense to some people.
Yes. I don't know what we're talking about, though.
I don't know either.
We don't want to get sued.
Don't want to get sued. So, you know, you can get on your laptop, right? You can look at your services right now. Things are offline.
This is a very rough draft of the terminal right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Rough draft. Stats, right? Just again,
I think that's all
but
static
this
right
is
now, right? He doesn't have, or Lynx doesn't
the
have
stats.
anything.
Stats are static. Yeah,
Okay.
that they're not real. Um, but the command, right? So do you know the Linux server shutdown command? I don't.
Oh, is this based off Linux? Is that what our net OS is based off? Linux?
It looks that way, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Because he's a hater. He hates certain technologies. He's a hater.
Who? Who?
Links.
Lynx. That's right. Yeah, he doesn't like
He's a
Cisco
hater.
iOS.
Yep.
I mean Crisco iOS. Shutdown
Yep.
dash H. What Lynx said in chat just now.
Okay. Shut down dash.
Well,
Now,
if you
see,
know,
personally, I think that if somebody is dumb enough to type this command right here at the console in the middle of their game, it should just instantly terminate the game.
oh snap! Like
Like, done.
terminate the exe.
Yep. Kill it. You're done. No menus, no saving, no nothing. You're just, if you're that, you know what I mean? Just as an Easter egg.
Did you hit enter? What happens?
No, then it just puts it out there.
Oh,
We still have to write the NTM, which essentially is the net OS,
okay.
and hook it into everything. So that's coming. So anyway, so there's that. Um, see what else. So there is a small built-in mission to the dev level. So let me go get my cable. So here's your box of cable. Right?
Nice.
Pick up your box of cable. Now you can start. Now you can start cabling. So let's see. What is it? Game server 1.
Hold on. I know the keys in here somewhere. Oh, let me go to the network folder. Oh, so game server port 1 to layer 3 switch port 3.
All right. So port 3. Look at that satisfying. Do you guys hear the satisfying click sounds of the wires? What's the next one?
Web server port 1 to layer 3 switch port 8.
Okay, 1. So, and also, you can control the length of your wire by your mouse wheel. And you can also hit Q and change your color.
Nice.
So we'll put that on port 8, you said?
Yeah, on layer 3 switch port 8. That's the
that
patch
would be
panel.
Yep, right there. You hear that satisfying click?
Oh,
And then
love it.
there's one more. I think it's database server 2 to
Yeah, port 2 to patch panel port 30.
30 right there. All right, let's tighten that up, and let's make that like a nice satisfying light blue, and voila, it's wired. You shut the door. Okay, we come over here and we check everything's online. Yay!
Boom, look at that. We got the data center live.
Yep, I can call my boss and now go home and watch football. Or
Football?
soccer,
Yeah, I was about
or
to say
baseball.
baseball,
Right.
most likely.
Watch the Tampa Bay Rays, the next World Series champion,
Oh, God.
2024, right?
No, because we decided to get rid of all our good players.
Well, where'd they go? To Boston?
I hope not.
You see, Zuby and I are kind of on the opposite ends of the division in a certain league. He represents the Tampa Bay team, and I represent the Boston team.
And we can only agree on one thing as long as we both beat the Yankees. No one likes the Yankees.
100%.
No one
is
likes the
team that
Yankees. Nope.
No, must always lose. Must always lose.
That and the Houston
all right.
Astros, because the Houston Astros are garbage too.
Yes.
Bunch of cheats.
Cheaters. That's just my opinion, but my opinion is that they're cheaters.
Yep.
So anyway,
Your opinion happens to be correct.
maybe they've seen the light. Maybe things will get better. But that's the really cool thing about this, right? You can play around in here. We're going to make more and more things active. Like I said, the cabling, even just although the physics are good, Lynx is actually working on some improvements to the cable physics, like the visual working with it and interacting with it. We're trying to put some layer 1 properties on the cables, so there can be like a little bit of lag, a little bit of delay on the wire, and the propagation of the data from, say, the web server to the switch, and on and on it goes. But we're starting to think about these things, not just like total realism. Obviously, we could strive for that, but we also want it to be, as we said, just easy mode. I just want to play a game. I just want to do something like this. I just want to come in here, connect some things, solve a puzzle, come back over to the laptop, check on the services, and make sure everything's working. Right. So,
and we could even do, so I'm just looking at that one rack, right? Let's say there's a level, just one rack, but we only have to have like 3 ports plugged in. I'm sure when we start gamifying, the levels, like, hey, get 5 stars in this level or 1,000 points or whatever, you start also plugging in the rest of the ports to, like, the switch to the patch panel and try to make it look as neat as possible, and stuff like that.
And it might even be that, like, the game gets saved at this state, and the next mission is to come in here, and then you've got this again to work with, right? You've already got this, but then to come in here, and maybe you're going to move the database off of the patch panel and actually plug it into the layer 3 switch, like you should have done, instead of connecting Sally's workstation directly to the database server.
Yeah.
Right. So it could be things like that, removing cables, etc. But there is a lot of gamifying to it. To those that want the ultra realism, can I study for a test? Maybe. For those that just want to do something fun and stupid, a la a sim, not unlike, say, mowing your lawn simulator or using a pressure washer to do something simulator.
Yeah,
that kind of fun, just chill vibe's going to exist. We're trying to make it so that really anybody at any level can just go in here and have some fun. So, and generally more mission based and level based. So, you might start in one data center and you might have 3 missions in there, but then that's all done. We're talking about what happens next. Obviously more data centers, a more regional aspect to the game, some geography. Maybe there's something happening you have to get in front of.
Yeah, like, other closets you have to clean up, get connected, because maybe there's these other places around the region that are connected to this data center, and you got to rewire them. Something's happening. I don't know. There is going to be, we talked about that there's going to be like an underlying story, but it's not going to like really take precedence really per se. Like, it's something, sure, you can sort of pay attention to. We'll start leaving drops and hints on what's going on and all that. But I mean, the main goal is just the networking part. I sort of like how they do it in a pressure wash simulator or power wash simulator, where there's, as you're cabling stuff up, you'll get like text messages on your phone, and there's like a little story going on, with all the text messages. And, that was sort of the idea we were thinking too. Like either emails coming to your phone or text messages, and not to take you out of the actual wiring part, but it'll just show up on your screen randomly or something.
Yeah, and so it's not just wire this one. Unlike like some of the other sims, it's not just like go do this data center. Okay, now you've earned some, say, Walrus bucks, right? And you can buy something. You can buy a crash cart with some basic pieces on it, and then later on you can upgrade to a from a little 15-inch monitor, you can buy a 27-inch monitor for your crash cart, and on and on and on, right? So the idea is that as you progress, you acquire more things, better things, more useful things in the game.
And you may
And
need to restock up on cabling too,
cable,
right?
right? So you're gonna have to buy that. You're gonna have to buy another box of cable. Cable costs money, so you run out of cable, you got to buy more cable. So we're trying to take a lot of those little things into account as part of the gameplay. And like Zuby said, there's kind of a behind the scenes, way off in the distance story that is connected to it that becomes evident. We're thinking, again, we developers, we love to think about things. Right now we're just thinking about it, but it could be something that gets exposed at the very end of the game as to why
Yes.
all of a sudden you're on call and your phone keeps ringing and you got to go from one data center to another data center, and why there's trash in places that needs to be dealt with, or
Yeah, cleaned up.
cables that are half ripped out of servers, that sort of thing. So
So,
we
so
could get into
we got someone in chat asking, Duder McBadass asks, does that include an any updates I am every 5 minutes? Yes. Any updates? Any
yes,
updates?
yes, yes, just like in the real world, right? Everyone's complaining because their game server's down, the internet's down. There is no let up on the 4 network engineer to get certain internet services back online for people.
Thank you for the follow, Unknown Anomaly Music. And I also forgot to mention, thank you for the sub, Duder McBadass, and Jew for you. And thank you for the sub, Unknown Anomaly Music. Thank you so much. We got 3 subs already so far.
Nice.
Dang.
So Matt, I can't see like my stuff. The wall. I'm not looking at the Walrus. Hey, is Links on?
Links is, yes, he's in chat interacting.
So Links, if you can hear me, can you open up the Walrus Game Studio Twitch page and just kind of just have it up separately? Just kind of let me know if anybody over there is, or if there is anybody over there, and if they've subbed or said anything. I don't want to ignore them.
Well, I have it open on the other screen, and it's showing someone trying to... It's a bot wanting to promote our channel. I don't think you made me a mod on... Oh, you did make me a mod here.
Delete that. You're a mod. Get that crap off the channel.
Let's ban them. Hell yeah. Get out of here.
The F out. So, all right. I just don't want to ignore anybody if they come along. I doubt it. Just in case.
Well, no, we've got 5 people in the Walrus chat, and we've had 5 to 6 people in the Magic with Zuby chat. So,
okay,
it's not too bad.
All the Walrus people hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being in channel. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
If this is something that you find interesting, you can go to Steam and you can look it up. It's
let me get the
Network.
link up.
All right, link up, but it's you can search for it by name. Network. Is it Engineering Simulator?
Engineer Simulator. I'm putting the link in both chats right now.
Okay, good.
Wishlist today.
If you think you like it, wishlist it. If you think you like it, you don't have to wishlist it. You can just kind of keep an eye out for it. But we hope to create something that is maybe satisfying at a very basic. I had a bad day and I just kind of need to rip cables out and put them back in. Hear that satisfying click. Or somebody who wants to actually maybe play around and try and build a network at some point in hard mode, and play around with switches and servers, and who knows, maybe one day we get a big fat corporate sponsorship and they give us a version of a NetOS to put in that is hyper realistic. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, we also plan on getting a creative mode at some point.
Yeah, at some
Where
point.
essentially we'll just take developer data center island here, where you essentially come into this data center, all the racks are blank, and you just have a box of hardware you have to set up and configure a network from scratch, essentially.
Yep.
You know,
Build that data center.
and
So
I mean, and that's what I'm also excited about, because not only for the game part, right, but the fact that there's so many people reaching out wanting to know if can they use this for training, for simulation, for studying for their tests. And it's like, once we get the net OS, essentially, there's no stopping us on what we can and can't do. You want to study for CompTIA Net Plus? Go right ahead. You got it. You want to study for CCNA, CCNP, CCIE? Boom, you got it. Go right ahead. Way more interesting than some of those other simulation programs out there where it's just you're looking at, pretty much nothing. At least here, you get to listen to some awesome music made by our awesome composer, Virus. I don't know if they want us to use their real name or not. Who is just made some really awesome tracks. And
he has been listening to one, so they're random. I'm gonna go ahead and quit and start up again and see if we get another different random one. There you go.
yeah, the music so far is awesome.
Yeah, he's doing a great job for us.
Killing it. But I mean, there's really, and like I said, once we get like a lot of the base coding down, at that point we start designing whatever we want. We start making the puzzles that we want. There's no shortage of what we can and can't do in terms of networking here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hearing some of the music there. So while you're doing that, just messing around, I'm going to read some of the feedback we've gotten. Let me pull it up. I'm going to start with our YouTube video, which, by the way, our YouTube channel is starting to blow up a little bit over this. We've had over 12,000 people see our trailer now.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's completely insane. So this one comment from YouTube is saying, absolutely chilling. I can't wait to get spooked while I'm trying to plug wires into ports. So they think it's going to be some horror game. So I replied with, wait until the Halloween DLC. So, I mean, that brings up a funny story, because there have been times where I've had to go into network closets in the middle of the night because, a switch broke or something went down, and, you have to get it fixed before, 5 a.m. So you have to drive in the middle of the night. And, dude, there have been some times, like, you go into these centers you've been in a million times a day, or, a million times before, yet it's pitch black. And you're like, oh, this is like scary. This is creepy here. And all you have is a flashlight on you. And
it's 100% true, man.
So
listen.
Well, I've got more to that story where, so that night that I had to go there, I'm in the closet trying. I can't remember what happened with the switch or the router or whatever it was. All of a sudden, I see a flashlight to the left of me, just looking like it's going down the hallway because it's moving up and down. And I'm thinking, oh shit, there's like someone else in here. So I like try to grab the nearest whatever piece of metal near me and like getting ready. And it happens to be the maintenance guy. Just like, oh, I'm here late, fixing all something. I'm like, motherfucker, you scared the shit out of me.
It does, man. These office buildings get really spooky and scary at night.
Yeah.
That's no lie. That is no lie. you know, it I'm gonna get out of here. So there, and some of the settings already work. Like we can already play around with the volume controls, things of that nature. Um, but it's kind of a little tour of what we're horsing around with. Um, we're talking about a lot of ideas, a lot of things. Obviously, things take time. So we're trying. We're also interested in having fun with it. So it's not just all super serious, but it's
Yeah.
got to be it's got to be fun and entertaining on several levels. That's what we're trying to do. So, but as you can see, it is definitely unreal. Right? And,
Oh yeah.
and what's
Did you
really
break
super
it?
cool,
Oh,
though,
there you
no, I didn't break it. What's super cool is I'm in dev mode fly around. We have it's real data center legs and panels, right? So we could
Oh
have
wait,
it.
what?
It's the
Wait,
real
is,
type.
is is that the real like raised floor type
That's
thing?
raised. Yeah, it's raised floor stuff.
Oh,
Like
I
real.
didn't realize Lynx actually got that. Like actual
Yeah.
raised floor.
Like, of course, we could put like a pair of like glass sliding doors and a small ramp down, and then
Yeah.
put a main floor under it, and leads out to a world, right? So, I mean, this is just Dev Island, right? This is just the
Hmm.
developer sandbox area, um, but yeah, there's raised tiles, so you might have to go looking for that rat that's been chewing on the cables. Who knows, right?
Ooh.
That could be interesting.
Or a little gnome trying
Or
to
a
mess
little
with.
gnome,
Yeah.
right? That little scary gnome that the dude wants to get scared by. So, but that's we're just having some fun times at Walrus Game Studio. What else can we talk about?
So someone asked if this includes change management, and I told him yes. You will have to attend those cab meetings in game and wait 20 in real life minutes to speak about your change, only for no one to understand you.
And and God, isn't that the truth? God, that is such the truth, right? Um, for those of you that have not had the pleasure of working with change management or working with a CAB, which is a change advisory board, in an IT setting in a large corporation, you're not missing anything. Not at all. It's that comment that Matt made was pretty spot on. You will sit there and wait your turn forever, and when it is your turn, you will explain it, and then you will just see a sea of faces looking at you like you just spoke in an alien language, and they have no idea what you just said.
Yep. I'm trying to see any other good. Oh, here, I love this one. I felt a sense of dread watching this, expecting it to be one of those horror games where you do something simple that requires a lot of focus, then some monster attacks you. Then I realized the dread was realizing the networking was realistic.
Ah,
Oh, I love it.
oh, that's even better. That's even better. That's that's funny.
Oh, good. Let's see. What are some other good ones? All right, here we go. Now, they were saying like, yeah, the cabling isn't what network engineers do day to day. If you want to get a real network engineer sim, you need to have a 2-hour conference call where you argue a proposed change, and they say it's too hard and will take far too long, only to complete the work in 30 seconds after the call is finished.
Also, somewhat realistic to real life.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Um,
That's
oh,
There's
someone
some good comments.
someone wants us to include a troll puzzle where the solution is just turn it off and on again, which we
I think
have to do that.
we have to do that. I think
Yeah.
that's a valid point. I've seen stuff get bodgered up where literally you did have to power it down.
Someone called this sysadmin PTSD the game.
I'll take that one. I'll wear that badge of pride.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many comments. I don't want to read all of them, but those are like been some of the best ones that I've found so far. Like a lot of people are stating like, oh, this could be a great training tool. You know, I'd love to use this for CCNA or Net Plus. Like, dude, it's the I don't know, just the response we've gotten was far exceeds what I thought it would be.
Oh, yeah. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I would just say this to the people that are watching this live or as a VOD, and you're thinking those same thoughts. Um, Look, we would welcome the opportunity. So maybe this is a little bit of a troll to the large companies, but we would welcome the opportunity to see how we could collaborate together, right? And maybe provide that training material, so to speak. So,
Yeah.
you know, not it's not an alien thought to us, right? But neither am I going to, and neither Lynx nor I nor anybody, Zuby, anybody on the Walrus team, gonna go out and try and replicate somebody else's tech. Um,
Yeah.
we prefer to have more of an active, engaged conversation with them. Um, in the spirit of cooperation than trying to rip them off. So we're definitely not going to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that's where when we actually start getting into some of the net OS, we just have to be careful. Like if there's any kind of copyright code or anything,
Right.
just got to be careful.
Yeah.
Obviously some of those books we have on the shelf, we're probably gonna have to definitely change and all that. Like completely change the look of them.
Well, the look of them probably.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I could easily whip up something else.
Yeah.
But
The look and feel of them probably has to change a little bit. They're really kind of super close to another known publication.
just a little bit, just slightly.
Just slightly. But I think you get the idea, and who knows? Maybe we get their permission. Um, that would make life a lot easier. But this is just our little developer thing where we like to play practical jokes on each other too. So it's not like some of this stuff will necessarily see the light of day for the general person.
Yeah.
Just because it would not be appropriate.
So I know the big question that I keep hearing from everybody is when is it coming out? When is it coming out? So I will state this. We are pushing for a demo first, and that demo is going to be a private demo for a select few people that are part of our private demo testing program of Walrus is. There's no official name for it yet. And once we have them check the game out, give us feedback, fix whatever bugs that crop up from it, then we're going to be doing a public demo after that. And the high pie in the sky right now is early access, Q4 of this year. But obviously we have to be realistic, and we'll always be sure to keep people up to date should anything change. On this channel, the Walrus channel, on the Magic with Zuby podcast.
Go.
All the socials will be keeping everyone up to date on it.
And it could happen sooner. That's not a promise. That's I'm just saying that right now there's a lot of energy and focus behind it. So you never know. Could happen sooner, might not. It might be Q4, but we're certainly going to be continuing to provide updates on it, and maybe even to some people select playability, like very, very rare, just handful of people. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. And yeah, there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of energy and excitement for it. I mean, heck, just this morning, all three of us were working on it. Uh, I almost kind of feel like I'm back at work a little bit because, so for the demo area, I've already begun drawing up Visio diagrams for how each rack is going to look, the wiring diagram, the topology diagram, the floor plan diagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm doing work right now.
Right.
But it's that kind of stuff's important because we take those templates, you all, the coders, input them into the game, set up the puzzle logic behind it. And then,
Yep.
Then we just start taking that template logic, build it for the next level. And, we're starting off simple at first, of course, with the racks. And then as each level progresses, it gets harder and harder. And,
It'll be ready sooner than we think. I'm optimistic given the energy around it.
Yeah.
So, but it's really super cool. I like it.
Yeah. So yes.
Kudos, man.
Yes. Good job, Lynx. This is amazing. I'm so excited about this. It's crazy that, like I said, I know I keep talking about the response that we're getting, but holy crap, like it's something that I never ever imagined for us, and it's kind of surreal. It's kind of crazy. It's
a little bit.
What started off as just a joke in a one-line Discord has now turned into this. It's awesome.
Right? I never in my life thought I would ever be writing code to emulate layer 1 cabling, and yet here I am writing code to try and emulate layer 1 cabling.
And I never thought I'd be designing a game based on my real life job,
right?
But hey, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
You know what we could do?
What?
We could do like C-suite emulator next, right? Where, you get to be like the CIO or the CEO or something, and make all kinds of smart technology decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, yeah. And then you just tell people to get it done, and you don't care about what the effect it has on the broader, company.
Right.
And
right, but you got your bonus check.
Yeah.
You get your bonus check.
Yeah.
So like, if you can keep everyone in line, keep them from bitching too much and complaining, right?
There'll be like a happiness meter sort of thing.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Like if they're too happy,
that's not good.
That's not good. So you need to lay off some of the staff. If they're too miserable, then you give them pizza parties.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like they're in 6th grade or something, right?
And you'll, because with the happiness meter, there's also a union meter as well too. Like depending on which way it's going, it's like, oh, they're closer to forming a union. Oh, gotta hire some union busters.
So we're joking, right? Here we go.
I mean, yes, we're joking. We're
joking, and yet, someone out there's gonna be like, could you do that?
Oh my god. Oh, I feel dirty just thinking of it.
Yeah, exactly. It does feel a little dirty, doesn't it?
It does. Well, and it's the weird thing, like if Walrus Studios takes off, we are going to be the C-suite.
Well, that's a good point. So we are. That's true. So anybody who's watching right now or listening, you're talking to the founders. So anything you want to ask, feel free. Open hot mics right now.
Yes. No, but dude, this is great. This is exciting. I mean, is there anything else we want to talk about before we go here? I mean, this is just the game looks great so far. Like We've had
Yeah,
great feedback.
it's visually appealing. The audio is good on it. Like, so not only are you listening to a soundtrack, but the doors there, when a door opens and closes, first of all, it's two different sounds, right? So it's not the same sound. It's satisfying. The click of the cables is satisfying, right? How you work with the cable, you can shorten the length and change the color and all that. I mean, actually, we didn't even get into one other aspect of this. And I hope I get this right. Um, so watch this. So and by
Let
the
me
way,
go back to your screen here.
you can do it in the dark if you really want to do it in the dark. But so for instance, when you're cabling something, right? Let's
Okay.
just say we're going to cable from this guy right here. You can, I believe, you got to shorten it up a little bit. Like I left that big loop, but you can sit here and tag it to the different wiring, like cable hooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you can do that.
If you want to make it look really nice and neat.
I mean, if you're a real engineer, you're gonna do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? For that big loop I left there. But see that? So that's also another feature of the game. You can route your cables through the little cable harnesses and keep your closet nice and clean because nobody likes a messy closet.
Nope.
So
Oh man, that's awesome here. Why don't we, you know, wrap it up here? Been a little over an
all right.
hour, and I mean, I know as the weeks go by, we're gonna have more to show here, and it's,
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, this has been awesome so far. We'll have this up on YouTube, and like I said, if you're listening to the audio portion of this, please go watch the YouTube video so you could see like what this looks like, because describing it, talking about it in audio doesn't do it justice.
Not at all. Not at all. You gotta see this. It's really cool.
All right,
It's fun.
anything else you want to add before we sign off here?
No, just keep an eye out for us. We're working hard to kind of get this out there. We'd like to beat our own deadline and have something for you guys. But time and just scope and roadmap. Staying on the roadmap that we
Yep.
created. Um, you know, there's a cadence to what we're doing and how fast we're going to try and accomplish it. But stay tuned. We'll have more and more of these updates and releases, and try to focus on new aspects of playability as we think we have, something that could occupy a half an hour to an hour of discussion, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And before we end, also don't forget the first Darkstorm Adventures book is coming out very soon. We've got the cover art is the last thing to be finished, and I met with the artist the other day. It's coming along. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. And we're hoping by the end of the month, early February, the cover art will be done. And then we begin release strategy discussions. I'm thinking, sometime in March, the book will be released. And yeah,
so
I'm
let
excited.
me. Can I jump in here and briefly maybe provide a quick description?
Sure.
So for those who are listening or and don't necessarily know what exactly a dark storm is, right? It is so not only have we been busy with this and a few other kind of video game development projects, but we like to play TTRPGs and to decompress and get away from this and our real jobs. And we have come up with our own world and our own set of adventures. And so that's the Darkstorm world and the Silver Flame Book 1.
Mm-hmm.
is the first chapter of those adventures in this world that are available for people to, purchase, acquire, however you want to say that, and play in our sandbox, play in our world. So, we're also releasing TTRPG content, if you will, at the same time that we're, working on these video games. So we figured,
Yes, for both 5e and Pathfinder Second Edition.
That's right, and it's just one book. So
yes, one book.
Each book addresses both systems. So
yes,
you only have to buy it once.
Don't have to buy it 2 times.
Nope. And we're developing right now just for Foundry, right? Zuby?
Oh, the adventure. Yeah, for Foundry right now. That's been sort of, the first book has been sort of put on the back burner for the Foundry modules, but we're gonna have to revisit that at some point because there's some JavaScript that I definitely need your help with.
Okay.
It's just we'll get there. I mean, it's getting the book out first is more important, and then at some point we'll get the Foundry module, and then we'll even look at Roll20 modules, stuff like that. Because once we get one module done, it's probably not going to be that tough to keep going with the others.
Exactly. So sorry, yawning there for a little bit. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. We just, we figured we'd share all the fun that we get to have inside of Walrus Game Studio with you guys.
Yeah. Awesome. So I think that's a great place to end it there. Thank you again, Dante, for coming on and showing us Network Engineer Simulator so far. Yep. And thanks everybody who has been joining us live. And thank you all to those who are watching the VOD or listening to the podcast. We appreciate you all.
Yep. Everyone, have a great day.
Have a good one.